Hi saxophone players. In this video, we're going to talk about how to assemble your saxophone. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your case is flat on the floor, label side up, with your name or the brand of the saxophone facing up, so that way we make sure our saxophone doesn't fall out of the case when we open it. We also want to make sure it is on the floor, not on your bed, on a chair, or on a table where it could be knocked onto the floor. Once your case is open, we're gonna go ahead and first look for something called a neck strap. Your neck strap is going to look something like this. There should be a hook at the end, and maybe it's all tangled like mine, and you're gonna go ahead and untwist it if you need to make sure that it's nice and comfortable while you play. And you're gonna go ahead and put that over your head. If you're like me, move your hair out of the way, and there you have your hook for your neck strap, and your neck strap is on. The next step is we are going to pick up our saxophone. The way we're gonna pick up our saxophone is by taking our right hand and putting it inside the bell of the saxophone, which is this part right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put your hand inside the bell of the saxophone and carefully pick it up, and then use your left hand to hold the bottom of the saxophone, and then you're gonna go ahead and rest that against your right leg. If your saxophone is like mine, you might see a black top or something right here, or there's something in there. For me, we have something called a pad saver in there, and I'm gonna pull that out and place that back in my case, always making sure I'm holding my saxophone. The next step is to look at the back of your saxophone, and you're gonna find something that is a hook. We're gonna take our hook and hook it onto our neck strap and just hook it on. So all I did was take my little circle, hook on my neck strap. Now, even though your saxophone's attached to your neck strap, you still always need to keep your hand on your saxophone, because it could accidentally come unhooked and then you would drop your saxophone. So we want to make sure we're always keeping a hand on our saxophone. The next step is we want to go ahead and grab our neck, mouthpiece, and reed that are hopefully mostly set up. And if you need to go ahead and set those up again, go ahead and watch that video where we talk about how to set those up if it's not set up yet. I'm gonna go ahead and for now just take my neck and my mouthpiece without my reed and my ligature on, and I'm gonna switch to my right hand holding the bell, and my left hand's gonna reach down, grab the neck, and grab my mouthpiece. So now, when we have our neck, we know about this part of our neck and how it moves this key up here. That's really important when we put it on our saxophone. So I'm gonna carefully rotate my saxophone this way so you can see there is this piece right here that needs to be able to move up and down, so that way we can make this key move. So I'm gonna take my neck where we have that circle, and we're gonna go ahead and carefully, without pushing super hard on this, we're gonna see if our neck can fit right into our saxophone. And if it feels a little snug, you're gonna go ahead and put down your neck. You're gonna pick up your saxophone, making sure that we're holding the bell or holding something, and loosen that screw up to make sure that we can do that. Then go ahead and transfer hands again. Pick up your neck, and then go ahead and try and put it in. Again, watching for that piece on the back, making sure that this part goes over this bar right here. Once you've gone ahead and done all of that, you can then take your saxophone, which has hopefully been like this the whole time while you're watching yourself put your neck on, your other hand's down here. So if my neck is right here, I'm staring at this bar, watching this, making sure that that connects, and then we'll be able to move our octave key. The next step, now that we have this all set up, is I'm going to adjust my neck strap. I'm going to want my saxophone to come off to the side for me when we play. So what I'm gonna do is right now, my right hand, that's the hand we say the pledge with, I'm gonna take right here, this part of my thumb. It's gonna rest in my thumb rest right here and come off to the side of my body. And we're gonna put our fourth finger, fifth finger, and sixth finger down on those pearl keys to help me hold it for now. And then my left hand thumb is gonna sit on the back of my saxophone. I have a black circle, yours might be gold or a different color. Pointed upwards, so that way if I wiggle it, I can wiggle that key. And check that out, it moves our key up here when we wiggle that key. And then I'm gonna put down fingers 1, 2, and 3 to help me hold it. And I'm gonna go off to the side. Now, my neck strap is set up at a pretty good length for me, but if I needed to adjust it, I would keep one hand on. So I like to keep my left hand on, holding the saxophone. And then my right hand slides off, and then I tighten the neck strap. If you check that out, I leaned the bell of my saxophone against my leg so I didn't drop it. Tighten my neck strap some. Then I put it back and see, is that a good height? Yes. The next step is, now I know this is where my saxophone will fall off to the side, is I want to straighten out that mouthpiece. So again, check it out. My left hand is staying on my saxophone. My right hand came up. I'm still holding the weight of the saxophone. It's on my neck strap. I'm going to twist my mouthpiece. So now it's going straight into my mouth. And that is the setup that we want. Then the next step is I like to rest my saxophone on my leg. I hold the neck and the mouthpiece. I grab my reed, which would have been in your mouth this whole time or already used, so it would be wet. Go ahead and place that on the mouthpiece, making sure it's lined up, holding it with our thumb, sliding our ligature over, making sure our reed is lined up and still nice and straight. And we see a little bit of black at the top of the mouthpiece. Tighten the screw so it's a hug. And then let's see, right thumb in the thumb rest with this part of my thumb touching the thumb rest, right? This part right here in the thumb rest. My other thumb on the black circle pointed upwards towards the octave key. Then 1, 2, 3 are down, 4, 5, 6 are down. Go ahead and move it up. And that's how you set up your saxophone.